Hi folks, I'd like to welcome you to the Caveman's Man Cave. My name's John, and I work in here with my friend Rocky Stone, who is a caveman. Kind of looks a lot like me, shows up now and then, jumps in the way and does some of the work that I do. I usually have to fix it afterwards. I wanted to tell you that I just received I have a new project I just received a few days ago. What it is a brand new 1930-ish Brown and Sharpe 6x18 surface grinder. The story behind it is Rocky went to see this grinder after a friend of mine contacted me and said that he had a grinder that he wanted to give me. So Rocky decided to go down and take a look at it, and liked it so much he said okay, and my friend Sam put it on his truck and brought it up and delivered it. I thought I was getting a completely assembled grinder. Well, not exactly. Let's take a walk around and see it. Excuse me. And there's our pride and joy. Very nice grinder in its day, very heavy base. A good size. Like I said, it's a 6x18. But to my surprise, it came some assembly required. No batteries included. So, I thought I was going to start doing some grinding sometime in the next month. I think not at this point. Looks like I got a little work to do. Sorry for the walk around. Don't have a lot of room in my shop. Problem that many people have, so. But we all deal with it. So, I guess I get to start the rebuild soon on that grinder. After I finish installing my new lathe chuck, after I finish installing my new lathe tool post, and after I finish rebuilding the dividing head, the new coolant pump installation, my tractor rewiring, the truck oil pan replacement, and the honeydew list. So, in other words, right away. Stay tuned for upcoming videos of this project and the others that I've already mentioned, except the honeydew list. And I'll keep you posted. The grinder will get as much as I can. I will strip the paint and refinish it. I will look at the ways and make sure that they're in good shape. If not, I'm going to have to do some scraping, which means I'm going to have to learn how to scrape. So I really honestly don't think the grinder is going to be running until about this time next year. But it's a nice winter project, so stay tuned. Okay, well, I didn't get started making parts or fixing anything, but I did get it rearranged so that I could work on it. Obviously, the column is over here. The base is here. The table and a whole box of parts are here. Here I have a 6x18 mag plate. This is a feed lead screw that's completely worn out. A while back I picked this up on this section of the thread and cut my hand. It's so sharp. So, and it's an Acme thread. Up here the thread's in perfect condition. Down here it's so sharp you don't want to touch it. So I've got myself a piece of 4140 pre-hardened cold rolled steel, and I got to make a new feed screw with that. Different paints on this thing. I am going to paint it. This is what looks to be a beige on this, and I saw on one of the hand wheels, here it is, the same color, beige. And another spot there, you may see it a little bit better. That's not gray, that's beige. But on the rest of the machine, of course, you've got the dark overpainted. This is all dark gray and it's painted over. But then there's a lighter gray underneath. Here's another look. Here's actually a better look right here. That's a lighter gray. That's not beige, and that's not dark gray. It's certainly a light gray. So I'm very interested in what the paint scheme on these originally was. My plan is not to restore it to like new condition. It's to get it functioning and get it cleaned up and be something that looks nice. Here's another look at that beige. This is the wheel cover. There are things that are missing, including, I gotta be careful, this sucker is heavy. I'll bet this column weighs a good 500 pounds. But the drive wheel on the spindle is missing. I do have the motor. That's over on another spot. Maybe you can see it over there under that table. I have a replacement for it. That motor is a newer motor that is in much better condition. There's the drive pulley, and there's the old motor right there in the back. I'm going to replace it because the bearings are bad, and who knows what else is wrong with it. It's the original motor. This thing was built in 1930 or 1940. I'm thinking 1930. Here's why. It's a flat belt drive. All of this is flat belt, and this is an adapted machine. So all of this would have come off a what do you call it, main shaft overhead. This is actually a counterweight. This is a counterweight. I got my foot on it. And that's a 2-inch belt that goes around the whole thing. This is out of line. I'm not sure exactly how that all goes together. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's maybe there's 2 belts. Yeah, that might be the case. There'd be 2 belts. One to drive the table, and the other one to drive the spindle.
But anyway, my whole point is, there's quite a bit on here that needs to be repaired. This, if you look closely, I don't know if you can see it. Watch the pin. You see that the pin is very loose. It's very badly worn, and I'm quite sure that's a tapered pin. Bigger on this side than it is on the other side, and it's very badly worn. So a few things like that are going to have to be taken apart, remachined. Hubs are going to have to be repaired. Shafts are going to have to be repaired. This is going to be a project. But when I get done, I'll have a good grinder. The ways are probably worn. I'll probably have to send it out and have it remachined and then scrape them in. I don't know. Something along those lines. This is going to be a journey. It's not a one-day event by any means. But what the heck. I got nothing but time. Hee hee. So anyway, well, there's the start of it. I got everything set aside so that I can access it and work on it. I think the first thing I'm going to work on is a column. This, if you look closely, that gear is very loose in this bore. It's moving back and forth a good 30 thousandths in something that should have about 2 thousandths play. Anyway, again, all of this will be taken apart and repaired. It's not just a job, it's an adventure. Okay, well, signing off.